An American Dictionary of the English Language. By Noah Webster. Legum Doctor.
First published in 1828, in 2 volumes.
Letter A. From about, to a brook. About. Preposition. Saxon abuten. Anbuten, embuten. About, around. On, or im. Coinciding with Greek ampi and buton. Without, see but. Literally around, on the outside. 1. Around. On the exterior part, or surface. Bind them, about thy neck. Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 3. Isaiah, chapter 50. Hence. 2.
Near to in place, with the sense of circularity.
Get you up, from about the tabernacle. Numbers, chapter 16. 3. Near to in time.
He went out, about the 3rd hour.
Matthew, chapter 21, verse 3. 4. Near to, in action.
Or near to the performance of some act. Paul was about to open his mouth. They were about to flee out of the ship.
Acts, chapter 18, verse 14. Chapter 27, verse 30. 5. Near to the person. Appended to the clothes.
Everything about him is in order.
Is your snuff box about you?
From nearness on all sides, the transition is easy to a concern with.
Hence. 6. Concerned in, engaged in. Relating to, respecting. I must be about my Father's business. Luke, chapter 2, verse 49. The painter is not to take so much pains about the drapery as about the face. John Dryden. What is he about? 7. Encompass, or circumference. 2 yards about the trunk. About. Adverb. Near to in number, or quantity. There fell that day about 3,000 men. Exodus, chapter 32. 2. Near to in quality, or degree. As about as high, or as cold. 3. Here, and there. Around, in one place, and another. Wandering about from house to house. 1 Timothy, chapter 5. 4. Round, or the longest way. Opposed to across, or the shortest way. A mile about, and half a mile across. To bring about, to bring to the end. To effect, or accomplish a purpose. To come about, to change, or turn. To come to the desired point. In a like sense, seamen say go about. When a ship changes her course, and goes on the other tack. Ready about ship. Are orders for tacking. To go about, signifies to enter upon.
Also to prepare, to seek the means. Why go ye, about to kill me?
John, chapter 7. Above. Preposition. Saxon abuvan. Buvan. Dutch boven. 1. Literally, higher in place.
The fowls that fly above the earth.
Genesis, chapter 1, verse 20. 2. Figuratively, superior in any respect.
I saw a light, above the brightness of the sun.
Acts, chapter 26. The price of a virtuous woman is above rubies. Proverbs, chapter 31. 3. More in number, or quantity.
He was seen by above 500 brethren at once.
1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 6. The weight is above a ton. 4. More in degree, in a greater degree. Hananiah feared God above many. Nehemiah, chapter 7, verse 2. The serpent is cursed above all cattle. Genesis, chapter 3. 5.
Beyond, in excess. In stripes, above measure.
2 Corinthians, chapter 11. God will not suffer you to be tempted above what ye are able. 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 13. 6. Beyond, in a state to be unattainable. As things above, comprehension. 7. Too proud for. This man is above his business. 8. Too elevated in mind or rank. Having too much dignity for, as. This man is above mean actions. 9. It is often used elliptically. For heaven, or the celestial regions. Let not God regard it from above. Job, chapter 3. The powers above. 10. In a book or writing. It denotes before, or in a former place. As what has been said above. Supra. This mode of speaking originated in the ancient manner of writing. On a strip of parchment, beginning at one end and proceeding to the other. The beginning was the upper end. Above. Adverb. Overhead, in a higher place. Francis Bacon. 2. Before. John Dryden. 3. Chief in rank or power. Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Above all is elliptical. Above all considerations. Chiefly, in preference to other things. Above board. Above the board, or table. In open sight, without trick. Concealment, or deception. This expression is said by Samuel Johnson to be borrowed from gamesters, who, when they change their cards, put their hands under the table. Above cited. Cited before. In the preceding part of a book or writing. Above ground. Alive, not buried. Above mentioned. Mentioned before. AABP, abbreviation for Archbishop. Abracadabra. The name of a deity worshipped by the Syrians. A Kabbalistic word. The letters of his name, written on paper in the form of an inverted cone, were recommended by Simonicus as an antidote against certain diseases. Encyclopedia. Abrade. Verb transitive. Latin abrado. To scrape. From rado. To rub or wear off. To waste by friction. Used especially to express the action of sharp, corrosive medicines. In wearing away or removing the mucus of the membranes. Abraded. Participle passive. Rubbed or worn off. Worn, scraped. Abrading. Participle of the present tense. Rubbing off, wearing. Abrahamic. Adjective. Pertaining to Abraham. The patriarch, as Abrahamic covenant. Mason. Abrasion. Noun. Abrazhun. The act of wearing or rubbing off. Also substance, worn off by attrition. John Quincy. Abreast. Adverb. Abreast. From a and breast. 1. Side by side. With the breasts in a line. 2 men rowed abreast. 2. In marine language, ships are abreast when their heads are equally advanced, and they are abreast of objects when the objects are on a line with the beam. Hence. 3. Opposite, against. On a line with. As a ship was abreast of Montauk Point. A seaman's phrase. Abridge. Verb transitive. Abridge. French abrégé. From Greek brachus. Short, or its root. From the root of break, or a verb of that family. 1. To make shorter, to epitomize. To contract by, using fewer words, yet retaining the sense, in substance. Used of writings. Justin abridged the history of Trogus Pompeius. 2. To lessen, to diminish. As to abridge labor. To abridge power, or rights. Smith. 3. To deprive, to cut off from. Followed by of, as to abridge. One of his rights, or enjoyments. To abridge from, is now obsolete, or improper. 4. In algebra. To reduce a compound quantity, or equation to its more simple expression. The equation thus abridged is called a formula. Abridged. Participle passive. Made shorter, epitomized. Reduced to a smaller compass. Lessened, deprived. Abridger. Noun. One who abridges. One who makes a compend. Abridging. Participle of the present tense. Shortening, lessening. Depriving, debarring. Abridgment. Noun. An epitome, a compend. Or summary of a book. 2. Diminution, contraction, reduction. As an abridgment of expenses. 3. Deprivation, a debarring, or restraint. As an abridgment of pleasures. Abroach. Adverb. See broach. Broached, letting out, or yielding liquor. Or in a posture for letting out. As a cask is a broach. Figuratively used by Shakespeare for setting loose. Or in a state of being diffused. Set mischief abroach. But this sense is unusual. Abroad. Adverb. Abroad. See broad. In a general sense, at large, widely. Not confined to narrow limits. Hence. 1. In the open air. 2. Beyond, or out of the walls of a house. As to walk abroad. 3. Beyond the limits of a camp. Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 10. 4. Beyond the bounds of a country. In foreign countries, as to go abroad, for an education. We have broils at home, and enemies abroad. 5. Extensively, before the public at large. He began to blaze abroad the matter. Mark, chapter 1, verse 45. Esther, chapter 1. 6. Widely, with expansion. As a tree spreads its branches abroad. Abrogate. Verb transitive. Latin abrogo, to repeal. From ab and rogo. To ask, or propose. See the English reach. Class R, G. To repeal, to annul by, an authoritative act. To abolish by, the authority of the maker, or his successor. Applied to the repeal of laws, decrees. Ordinances, the abolition of established customs, etc. Abrogated. Participle passive. Repealed, annulled by, an act of authority. Abrogating. Participle of the present tense. Repealing by authority, making void. Abrogation. Noun. The act of abrogating, a repeal by, authority of the legislative power. Abrood. Adverb. See brood. In the action of brooding. Not in use. Sancroft. Abrooding. Noun. A sitting abroad. Not in use. Basset. A brook. Verb transitive. To brook, to endure. Not in use. See brook. William Shakespeare. Next page begins with a brotonym. Original source text is in the public domain. This audio recording, including AI-assisted narration, restoration, and editorial structure, is copyrighted 2026 by Muse of Folios. All rights reserved. About. About. Above. 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 Above-sighted. 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 Above ground. Above ground. Above ground. Above mentioned. Above mentioned. Above mentioned. Abracadabra. 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 Abrade. 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 Abraded. 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 Abrading. 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 Abrahamic. 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 Abrasion. 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 Abreast. 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 Abridge. 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 Abridged. 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 Abridger. 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 Abridging. 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 Abridgment. 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 Abroach. 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 Abroad. 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 Abrogate. 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 Abrogated. 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 Abrogating. 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 Abrogation. 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 Abrood. 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 Abrooding. 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 Abrook. Abrook. Abrook.